Friends, little derby.
Oh, baby.
Oh, the
Game 7.
You got a mutter out there.
It's go time, fellas. What is everybody? Welcome to the pregame show.
Let's go! Let's go!
Live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota Stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR, hanging above.
Let's go.
A very packed, a very loud,
man,
a very excited DNVR bar, man.
Dude,
Two
house.
Game 7s tonight here in Denver.
People are very excited about the Kentucky Derby.
They are
kicking it
excited,
up,
man.
dude.
I like the Kentucky Derby.
Hey, the run for the roses.
I'm very pro Kentucky Derby. Some fans go their whole life without ever experiencing a Game 7. That is true. There are fans out there that have never been in one.
Yeah.
We're here all the time.
That's all we do.
It's like an old hat.
This is routine for us, man.
Yeah, man.
We know where we're at.
First time. Yeah, no, not us. We're going to talk about, this is the Foxhole. If ever there was a Foxhole facing elimination.
That's
so
the
who
Foxhole.
do you expect to perform in the Foxhole? And also, there's no way around it. This is on the short list of most important games of Jokic's career.
Yep.
Game 7 with a lot on the line. We're going to talk about that. I got Harrison Wynn here with me.
Man, I had like a 20-minute drive in today from my house to the office. Just did it in complete silence.
You raw dogged it?
Didn't even look at my phone. Had
Yeah.
no music on, no podcasts on, anything.
Wow.
Just, I'm just focused on the task at hand.
There
I
you
did
go.
raw dog the drive to work.
There you go,
exactly
man.
what I
What a
did.
hero.
Locked in, baby. Just locked in. I actually do that a lot. I kind of enjoy the quiet serenity of the
Yeah.
road.
What I've learned about the two of you is that you don't live alone.
You get a lot of that
Yeah,
alone
dude,
time.
I'm like I've raw dogged my 40s.
Here he is. D-line Co.
Yeah, dude, listen. A lot of accusations are out there. A lot of people saying the Nuggets didn't play well. The Nuggets had something up against them. I'm sorry, I wasn't here. I had to go. I have to work.
Yeah.
I'm back. We're gonna win. Pretty simple. Let's go.
It is
And what
so
up?
true.
What up, guys? It's me, Dev.
Dev running a little late, but he will be here shortly.
That just means we're like, this is
back.
a regular night for us.
Yeah, we're back.
This is a regular game for us.
we're
Dev's
exactly-
a couple minutes late. We're ready to go. It feels normal.
So, Game 7, we got some game notes. What do you have for us, Wind?
Yeah, on the injury front, good news. Still nobody on the injury report for both teams.
Nobody's injured.
Nobody's injured. Everybody's good to go. Regular starters for the Nuggets. Ty Lue not revealing what his starting lineup is in his pregame availability. You know, they went with Nick Batum most of the second half.
Just dropped. It's going to be Derek Jones Jr.
Wow.
starting over.
Instead of Chris Dunn.
Yeah, this makes sense to me. They found their adjustment in Game 6, and it worked. I mean, the Nuggets were not good at any point when Dunn was off and the rest of them were on. So that's why I say this is a new thing Denver's going to have to adjust to. But what's interesting is Batum is the guy who's been doing a lot of the damage.
Right.
I think he still likes. I mean, Derek Jones Jr. It's length is the idea. You just have length now everywhere.
Yeah.
And now you still have Batum to come in to give you that second wave. So I think it's smart.
So yeah, Ty Lue teased maybe a lineup change pregame. Didn't reveal it. It's Derek Jones for Chris Dunn. Nick Batum still going off the bench. Nuggets haven't seen it yet, but I would assume the same starters for them. It'd be pretty wild if they changed it up at this point. Did you guys know that David Adelman has been a part of the last 5 Game 7s for the Denver Nuggets?
Been part of all of them.
He's 3-2 in those games.
Winning record. That's what I just heard.
That's over 500. He said usually the teams who bring more physicality win those games. So physicality, he thinks, will be key tonight. And David Adelman also said, look, last year in Minnesota, that Game 7, the last Game 7, we ran out of gas, especially after giving it everything in the first half. I have to help them out with that. We have to balance that. So I think not going all out in the first half is going to be like a point of emphasis. Nuggets are definitely going to try to use their bench in the
and we're
first
off.
half today.
Kentucky Derby. I'll give you the
man.
play-by-play. Bunch of horses that are all related to Secretariat. Go.
A Baffert horse is going to win. We already know. Friggin' Baffert.
Have you gotten to the wall yet?
I hadn't. I was just going to get there.
Let's hear it.
So there are a lot of Clippers fans in the building today, and according to Brendan Vogt, they're members of the Swell, which is like the diehard Clipper section of the wall.
I feel like the Clippers, the name doesn't really mean like what they think. It means sailing, a ship.
Right,
And so when you try to go like the Swell, it's like we don't need to keep the theme going.
I'm telling you, man, they had every opportunity to rebrand themselves. They should have. You're in favor of it because you like weird old names, but they really should. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Anyways, Steve Ballmer flew 125 Clippers fans out. He flew out 125 members of the Swell on a charter flight for free.
It's incredible.
Flew them out, paid for their game tickets.
He owns the plane. He just let them on it.
Yeah.
He didn't write a big check to United.
So the Clippers have 125 more fans at Ball Arena tonight than they did before Steve Ballmer did that.
I feel like that's a distraction, though. Like, again, cool for an owner, sucks for us. It is a little distraction if they are noticeable, though, behind the Nuggets bench.
And it depends on where they're sitting. Like, during warm-ups, they were behind the Nuggets bench. I don't know if that's where they're sitting for the game.
Yeah.
If it is, yeah, I feel like it's definitely something. If they're more sparsed out, might be nothing, but
damn, these horses.
That's what you got to do if you own a team and you're a billionaire.
There's some
That's
dirty
a good
horses,
billionaire
man.
move, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and also all Nuggets fans, if you see somebody wearing a Rapid hat in the stands, dump water on them. That's their natural state. That's what they're asking for.
Yeah. So, I will say, oh man, the Kentucky
already
Derby
over.
just ended. Who won?
Was
Do we
it the
know?
7? Oh, it was the 18.
18, the number 18. What was
Dang,
Peyton Manning?
the entirety of the Kentucky Derby happened in segment 1 of our pregame
It
show.
wasn't even a Baffert horse, too. Crazy.
What else you got here?
Some more notes from pregame. Let's see here. David Adelman talking about Nick Batum.
Yeah.
He says he's been a high-level player for what seems like 20 years. They have a lot of options over there. We have to be much more physical with how we screen if they're going to be picking up the way they were, talking about the Clippers on defense there. And he said offensively, I just thought we got hurried up by the Clippers' physicality and how into you they are defensively.
So one piece of news is that Mark Davis is on the call or one of the officials tonight. And so is Ben Taylor. And I saw, because Mark Davis is such a loud rep, Ben Taylor is too.
Ben Taylor's the guy who threw Jokic out on Serbian Heritage Night in Chicago.
But Mark Davis is known for a guy who just doesn't call fouls.
Physicality,
Yeah, he allows everything, which to me is neither good nor bad. The last game they didn't call him, but Denver, when they're the physical aggressor, that's good. You know who gets a lot of foul calls? James Harden. Relies on it pretty heavily.
Absolutely.
So Jokic tonight, I think, knew after Game 6 he was going to get beat up, no matter who the official was in Game 7. But I just hope Denver uses that in their favor, not against them. Just say, hey, you know what? We got to get into James Harden tonight, too, and Kawhi, and Batum, and anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, this is you don't obviously want to end this game being like, oh man, we should have been tougher. Like this is it, man. You're in the foxhole. Everyone is together in the foxhole. Both teams just fighting it out. It's more of a pit at this point, pit fight. And I don't like these refs historically because they just allow Jokic to get beat up. But you are dead on. Like you're talking about a team that their biggest star relies on grifting. And to know that he won't necessarily have that in his back pocket, hopefully, that to me bodes well for these Denver Nuggets.
Well, what's weird actually about it is Ben Taylor calls some of the most fouls of any official, and Mark Davis calls the least.
Yeah.
So you kind of get a schizophrenic.
They just fight with each other.
Mark Davis is the type of ref that wants you to get mad at him.
Yeah.
he kind of baits you because he doesn't call a lot of fouls. He baits you into yelling at him.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, T.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be a factor tonight, but it kind of just leads me to think what I've thought over the last couple of days. This is going to be a low-scoring, physical, old-school game. That's one in the paint, probably.
I did, just because I couldn't remember what he looked like, I Googled Mark Davis earlier, and the third image that came up was Michael Malone screaming at him. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes, man.
Sorry.
All right, the report. Let's move on now and talk about it. Game 7s, we've seen a lot of them. These are foxhole games. You expect some guys to play bad. I don't know that you should count on Peyton Watson making that corner 3 tonight. This is one where it's like, hey, guys are going to struggle. On their side, Derek Jones Jr., He's been making his threes when they leave him wide open. Is he going to make them tonight?
No.
This is one of the things you have to find out.
Absolutely not.
But I don't care about the Clippers tonight. I care more about the Nuggets. And Wind, if we were doing a draft of guys you most trust in the Foxhole, who's the going number one?
Oh, I get the first pick.
Damn.
I'll take Jokic.
Yeah, that's
dude,
what I would have
great
taken
pick.
too.
That's a great
I had
pick.
that same idea.
Yeah.
Good value.
Got him off the board early.
I mean, honestly, he has been good in these elimination games. Like, not just Game 7, but elimination games. Jokic usually takes everything up a notch. And I know one of the stories in pregame was he needs to be more aggressive. Adelman specifically said from 3, needs to take threes. But also, he said it in the last game, and he said it, like, after the last game, and he said it again in the pregame. Well, Jokic might need to be more selfish tonight. Like, he's almost prodding. I think Jokic, though, knows when it's time for him to be this way, and tonight it's time.
Game 6 would have been a great time for that too. Just saying. And he was aggressive in Game 6. He just missed a bunch of shots. It seemed like. He does know what time it is. His history in Game 7s and closeout games reflects that. And going back to something Aaron Gordon told me in an interview, a couple weeks ago.
About sex?
In an interview about underwear. He told me that maybe Jokic's sacrifice is to take more shots.
I know.
That's how he might have to sacrifice in certain games to come. And that might be it tonight. It'll be interesting, what strategy the Clippers deploy. I got a feeling it'll be similar to the one we've seen for a lot of this series. And, they're going to show a lot of bodies. They're going to switch up coverages. And you just got to trust that Jokic will know what to do. It's going to come down to, does everybody else?
I mean, my man
You get the
finished-
next pick, though.
Oh, give me the guy that I made a shirt about. Jamal made a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You want to talk about clutch players in the NBA. Jamal Murray is one of the top clutch players, even though he was not nominated for that award. And Jokic was, by the way, top clutch players. But, I mean, Jamal Murray has made his name by coming up big in big games. And I don't expect any less from him. You're talking about Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, the two of the most ethical hoopers out there, in a game where we're not going to get a lot of foul calls.
We think.
That brings me supreme calm. And brought his daughter today, fellas.
Hey,
Daddy-daughter day.
I like it.
Daddy-daughter day.
We know what
in front of
happened
the
last
wall.
time that
we
happened.
do. He went off. I just see
A peanut butter jelly night tonight was by far the best outcome. Not one, both together.
tonight we're all latchkey children of the Denver Nuggets. We're eating peanut butter and jelly for lunch and dinner, and we're loving it.
If I went third, I would go with Aaron Gordon. I think the first 3 are kind of obvious here, but I expect Aaron Gordon to make an impact tonight, to be very physical inside, to get to the paint, and probably to get to the line too. It's not like they're not going to call any fouls; they might just call. But I think he's going to be a punisher tonight, and I feel pretty confident that he'll show up. So those 3 guys, but we go after that. Now it gets a little interesting.
Ooh, dicey.
Yeah, I mean, it does get interesting. I'd probably go Russell Westbrook after that.
Dang.
Yeah.
You think he's going to play hard tonight?
Yes. He's going to play hard. He's going to try to, kill Bogdan Bogdanovic. Actually. He's going to go hard after that matchup. He's going to feed off the home crowd. Absolutely, I think. And I have a feeling he's going to play well. I think all things considered, Russ has had a pretty good series. And I thought he played well, except that late missed layup in Game 6. Game 6 was a good game for him. He was really effective. He was a difference maker, it seemed like. So I've got a feeling Russ will play well tonight. I'll take him next.
Dang. Bench selection off the board. Yeah, Mike.
Really?
Yeah, Mike came in the biggest moment, a massively high leverage moment. If I'm not mistaken, against these Clippers.
Oh, the original, Mike. Right?
Yeah, Mike. So he didn't have a great game last game. Obviously, was invisible, was off the floor. Had a great game the night before. He's had more every day that passes, a little more time to get some more healing under the diaper. I feel good about him in this situation. He has shown that he has the ability to step up big. But if I'm being honest, I feel good about the entire starting 5.
Yeah. I like that you picked Mike there because he's one of the guys I don't know about,
Mike.
and I think that when you look at the adjustment the Clippers made, and you go to now, This is a big one for him. He's got to make shots. I actually think tonight he is going to get some good 3-point shot looks, and I think he's going to need to rebound as well. So Mike's where this line gets a little blurrier to me. I agree with you about Russ. I'm going to take Christian Brown. He's another.
Yep.
He's the last
Big Game
guy.
Brown, dude. Rock chalk.
He's the last guy I kind of have in the foxhole here. Everybody else would be a mystery, but I actually think CB, he has a huge job tonight trying to guard James Harden better than he did in Game 6 where he kind of got torched. And he has to get physical with him without fouling. That's a tough job, but I think he's up for it. I think those 6 guys are in the foxhole tonight. Everybody else a mystery, but those 6 guys.
Do you think that everybody else is going to be able to even play in this game? Those 6 guys have to be in the foxhole. They're going to play the entire time.
You think the entire time?
Pretty much. Like, you'll get maybe a 3-minute stint, but this is going to be exclusively both starters versus both starters. When it comes to Christian Brown, we've heard a lot about how he's been as this leader in the locker room. Now it's like time to show it on the court. Everything has to rely on him tonight because he's going to be tasked with such a difficult job of not being baited for the fouls, but also scoring and punishing on the other end. So I think this is going to be a big game for Christian Brown because he's going to be important.
He's going to have to be. I do think Peyton Watson should play tonight. You're going to run yourself in a rip ground. You talked about Adelman's comments before the game. Last year they got a little tight, didn't rotate, played their guys too long, ran out of steam. You can't let that happen. You're not even on 48 hours rest from the last game. I do think early on you have to trust your bench, and guys like Peyton Watson need to be impact players when they check in. You're putting Peyton Watson in the game to slow James Harden down. He has to slow him, or Kawhi has to do it. It's so important for him to pull that off tonight, to buy minutes so the Nuggets are fresh going into that fourth quarter, because I just think it's coming down to that.
Of course
Probably.
it is.
Probably will, man.
Let's move on to the net big topic, though, because I feel like this is the topic hanging over everything. No player's legacy is written by a single game. It's written by all of these moments, but their moments, they linger for a really, really long time.
Linger.
What happens in this game is going to linger for the entirety of next season, the entirety of it. You get a win in a Game 7 on your home court. Jokic has a big performance. That lingers into next year. You guys, everybody remember? Everybody remember how it was? But if you lose, especially given that the team lost last year in a Game 7 at home, if you lose, that'll be a stain that doesn't wipe out. It's all people will talk about.
Yep.
Anytime the Nuggets do anything good next year, or Jokic in particular, all people will say, well, yeah, I'm not going to win Game 7, though. And so that's why tonight has to be a Jokic legacy game. He's already had maybe 10 or 15 of these overstretched over his career, so that's why I say it's not the only one. But this is the latest one, and this is the one that is going to stick for the foreseeable future. And I believe in Jokic wholeheartedly. I think he's going to be awesome tonight. But the stakes for him personally, from a narrative standpoint, couldn't be higher.
They couldn't, man. And, a lot of it does have to do with what happened last year. I mean, I hate to bring up old stuff, but
Damn.
blowing a 20-point lead at home in Game 7, it's tough. It's really tough. And it wasn't his fault necessarily, although he played a part in it. Other guys deserve a lot of blame for that, but that happened. Like, it just did. And to drop 2 in back-to-back years would be tough. But on the other side of the coin, if he wins, I mean, it just adds to his legacy that much more.
100%.
Jokic is a clutch player. He's one of the clutchest players I've ever seen. He talks about it all the time, how these games don't seem any different to him just because he just thinks about it as a game. It's a regular game. He doesn't feel the pressure. He doesn't feel the weight that a lot of other guys do, and it's a reason why he performs so well in these moments. So there's a ton riding on it, no doubt.
I mean, the biggest talking point that you talked about is I don't think he feels that this is any different than any other game.
Definitely
like
not.
Really?
There is legacy on the line, but I don't think to him, because he's like, I'm going to show up, I'm going to play the right way, I'm going to destroy no matter what the circumstance is, and that's what makes him clutch. That gives you the killer mentality. And as we know, there are NBA players, and there's just people around the league and the world that just want to put a stain on his legacy. Anything to try to
anything
push it down. So if this is a moment, they're praying for him to have a bad game, praying for his downfall. We all have seen these opportunities for him to not show up. He shows up every single time, every damn time. So I'm excited for him to put up those, that type of game, because that's who he is. Big time players step up in big time moments, big time games, and this is a big time game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not worried about Nikola Jokic at all. Like, going into this, I've been saying this all day. Like, it's sometimes in sports, you really do have to look at the macro of it. Like, coming into this, I think we all, Nuggets in 7 was the prevalent thought, right? It's like
It probably was.
when you're in the moment, you're like, oh my god. But when you take a step back, it's like they're at home. They got Nikola Jokic. They're going up against a team that is not a bunch of young bucks like the Wolves were last year, where they outlasted the Denver Nuggets from an effort standpoint. You're talking about James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, like two guys that are perennially hurt or just they're known for shrinking in the playoffs. Like, there's a lot of signs that you should feel really confident about. I know that, like, I feel obviously like anything can happen in this game, but Nikola Jokic with something to play for, I mean, come on.
Here's
Come
the
on,
thing
man.
about
Come
James Harden.
on.
Here's the thing about James Harden. He's actually been great in the playoffs, minus a few times.
Yeah, all big games.
Yeah, but he's also been great in big games is the point. But the broader point is when you lose or play poorly in a big game, it feels like that's the story because people make that the story. And that's why I say games like tonight are legacy games because all it takes is one bad one and then everyone's like, has he ever been clutch? And you're like, yes, but maybe one time he wasn't. So that's why tonight is such a big one. But I'm with you. I don't worry about Nikola Jokic. I think he is always great in these games and he's going to be great tonight. And here's the last thing. The narrative tonight about Zubac and Jokic, right now, all these journalists, all these media members, they're so ready to write the story about Zubac as the Jokic stopper. They're so ready. But, all you have to do is dominate this one game, and it's like, well, he's the best defender you can throw at him, and he still cooked him. It flips so hard based on what happens tonight. But more importantly, I don't think Jokic can win this game alone tonight.
He can't.
But if he's bad, I don't think anyone else can save it. Him being good is a prerequisite for everything else. And not just good, great. I don't even think they survive a good Jokic game. Tonight has to be one that we remember, that we talk about, Jokic Game 7 against the Clippers. That's all you need to know, and everybody remembers.
Jokic had a great Game 5. He was amazing, especially that third quarter. I wonder if the Nuggets do need the best Nikola Jokic game of the series tonight.
Yeah, could be.
I just think, all in all, he had that great third quarter in Game 5. He was really good throughout. But just from quarter 1 to quarter 4, I wonder if tonight they need the best Jokic game of the series.
With how this series has gone, and it's a slow-paced, methodical, think-it-out type of series, what does the perfect Jokic game look like? Or that, because I don't think it's the monster numbers. I don't think it's the crazy triple-double. I think it's, going against Ty Lue and just really locking in on, okay, they're sending me this, I'm going to make this read.
Yeah.
I'm scoring here. I'm aggressive.
Aggressive is the word.
That's the word. Okay. Because I wanted to say, what does that look like?
And it can be aggressive shooting the ball, getting up more threes. It can also be aggressive attacking the defense and
quickly
forcing them to rotate and change things up and then finding a teammate. It can be both those things. It doesn't have to just be him scoring the ball.
You don't want to see him holding the ball a bunch and while everyone's sitting and he's holding it and he's kind of looking. You want to see him catch it and go. Not every time, but a lot. You just want to see that aggressiveness and the confidence. And, I think we're getting it tonight. But my hope, my biggest wish is that after this game, we're in the post-game show, hopefully celebrating a victory. My hope is we're talking about the Jokic game.
Yep.
And this goes into along the line of one of those games that you remember every detail because it was that spectacular.
Of course. And listen, if you're in the position of the Clippers and you're like, oh, all right, we just need James Harden to have a big game tonight. You're like, oh man, did I just say that out loud? Like, Nikola Jokic is special, and special players reveal themselves in big moments. And listen, who better?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Our pregame picks are presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use the code DNVR365. Deposit $10. Place a bet of $5 and get $150 in bonus bets. Must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Dev, how are we betting this tonight?
We're going to bet it just the same way that we did last game.
First off, also, I just got to say, we're going to lose when Dev shows up to the game like this. We're going to lose. You tell me, we're going to, this is a loser's outfit? Okay, all right.
I'm going to change it if they lose. But, you guys are on Bet365 right now. If you look at your accounts, we went perfect last game. It just wasn't mentioned because It was a loss.
Yep.
We're going to go perfect in a win.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's go away from that. The Nuggets come into this game as 1.5 point favorites, and this is for all the marbles. Every single thing. If you lose this one, you're forced to stay home and be embarrassed for the whole summer, and that's why I'm going to make it my first leg. This is damn near a lock, and it exemplifies my life, that analogy, because I'm putting so much money on this one. If I lose, I'm going to stay home all summer.
Well, will you be able to have? You're not going to lose your home, are you? Maybe.
Who knows? Who knows? Don't let me down. We're going to go Nuggets minus 1.5. I'm going to go with over 206, which is a bit shocking. Game 7s are always slow. Just slow. No one wants to score. They're trying to read each other. I'm expecting a dogfight, as we all are, and I know that we're thinking this is going to be a close game that should be low scoring. That's not how I see it. I think that it's just going to be both starters for the entirety of the game, and you're putting the ball in the best scorers in the world's hands, for a long time. I don't think it's just straight defense. They are reading each other, but they're adapting the entire time, and I think there will be adjustments. So I'm going to go with the over in this one. On the Clippers side, stars step up in big games, and the moment it just doesn't seem to be too big. A player that's a riser in these situations, and a moment that just sticks on everyone's head is Kawhi Leonard's big shot.
Yep.
He's a big shot maker, and he scores in these situations. I'm going to go over 25.5 points for him because I expect him to shoot until he can't anymore. I just think that him and Harden are going to have the ball at all times and try to score. In these games, not only is there a star that steps up, but an X factor that goes above and beyond. A player they've adjusted to is going to be out there for 35-plus minutes is Batum. His line is only 6.5. I just feel like he could get that easily. Now onto the Nuggets side, which are all here for. Christian Brown only has to hit 1.5 three-pointers, and I fully expect for the Clippers to go out of their way to let him shoot, to try to slow down Jokic, to try to stop Jamal, because that's what will win a Game 7 for you. They're going to allow Christian Brown to shoot the three ball, and he got hot in that second half. He knocked down a couple of them, very confident. I think he just needed to see it go in. Let's go with the over 1.5 three-pointers. Sticking with Brown, this is be a game that's won in the trenches, and you need a hard worker, a person that's willing to leave it all on the court. And Christian Brown is that. Give me over 5.5 rebounds. We're also going to take the bread and butter over 17.5 points plus rebounds for Christian Brown. This is a Christian Brown game.
Bro, we're getting bread and butter with peanut butter and jelly?
All of it.
Holy smokes, sign me up.
So much gluten tonight.
I talked about this game being won in the trenches. Who on the Nuggets is willing to sacrifice in every single way and has shown that time and time
Aaron
again?
Gordon.
Aaron Gordon, Mr. Nugget. That's why he's called Mr. Nugget. His line is 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and I think he does a bit of everything and fills up that stat sheet, so let's go over on that one. Westbrook is a player I expect to do what he does every single game. Give insane energy, create a spark for the Nuggets to ride the wave, and I think that he has himself a big game in this one. I'm going to go over 16.5 points plus rebounds. He was a monster on the boards last game. Just works extremely hard, and they can't slow him down, so I'm going to go with the over. The second leg is Jamal Murray. We know who he is in these situations.
We do be knowing.
In Game 7s, he's insane. He's incredible. He had 35 points in that Game 7 last year, and we acted like it wasn't a big one because they lost,
right?
And also how he played throughout the series. But 35 points is a lot of points in a closeout, to just try to stay into it. I think he's just going to be aggressive early on, be able to score with ease, and he's going to read those adjustments that they give to him. So I like that as my second leg. Now for the lock, the lockiest of locks. It's Jokic over 12.5 rebounds.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a Benihana night. I think that he is going to have, it's going to be a masterclass. I think he's going to grab every single board. I think we're not going to see even a little bit of a Jokic slowdown. I think he's going to play hard the entire time. Jokic playing hard means scoring, rebounding every single time, setting the assists and setting the table, and I think he's going to be able to do a little bit of everything, but 12.5 rebounds I like the most.
I'll tell you what I'm looking at. Jokic first quarter points, they put at 7.5, which is really high. But I also think he's going to come out super aggressive. What do you think, D-Line? 7.5 first quarter points?
It's
a lot.
It is a lot. I don't know. I
I bet him to make a first quarter 3.
Do they? I don't know if they have that, do they?
I don't know.
No,
Let's
they
hit
don't have
super
it by
chats.
quarter.
We got to get over to the watch along. Upper Deck Aaron, as I said, 16 and 12. Let's go Nuggets.
Let's
16
go.
and 12.
Chris James, let's go Nuggets. Big Honey. Weird that Clippers fans were trying to kick Nuggets fans out if they had seats at the wall at Intuit, but they invaded Ball Arena to make their own wall.
All right, they're losers.
They're
Okay.
building walls. The vibe. Jokic is better than MJ. Yeah, I said it. Francisco. Guys, let's go. More than ever today, all the Nuggets are good. Game 7 at home with the best player in the world. This is Denver. Immaculate vibes from Argentina. See you on the other side. RP43, just a reminder to enjoy the moment.
Enjoy it, baby.
Travis Diener of Marquette. The streets have been saying Zubats has solved Jokic. They're saying Ty Lue's Batum adjustment has flipped the series.
So stupid.
Remind them tonight. Time for the championship team to remind everyone.
They won one game, and it could have been a 3-point game if Russell Westbrook hadn't smoked that layup. And they're like, "Well, it's over. We solved them at home. Get lost."
Is it possible that is Travis Deaver? Yeah, but from Marquette.
I don't know.
Incredible. He was a fun hooper.
It was. Pure point guard. Francisco, big game 7 is here. No more analysis, no more tactics, no more adjustments, no doubts, only vibes, hearts and knives between the teeth. The Jokic way, see in the winner's lounge. And
Let's go, baby.
Jokic legacy on the clock. Steve makes Harden a laughing stock. Zubats can kick rocks. Nuggets in 7.
Nuggets in 7. All right, guys. That does it. Pre-game show. Last pre-game show of this Clippers series. We'll see you over on the watch along. Hit that
Let's
like
go.
button. See you over there.
We all silly like the mayor.